Got a couple of webcams here. Could you imagine having your image manipulated, doing things online that you would never do, and there's nothing you can do about it? You have no control where you once had control before. Hi, I'm Quin, and what I just described kind of poorly is the horror of the movie Cam, which just came to Netflix. It's about a webcam model who has a pretty big following on the internet. If you don't know what a webcam model is, it's someone who does sexy adult shows on the internet, and people pay them to do things or make the goals that the model already has set out. The character in this movie, the main character, is played by Madeline Brewer, who is the one-eyed girl in Handmaid's Tale. The movie was written by Mazzei, who is a former webcam model herself, and she teamed up with first-time director Daniel Goldhaber. I'm pretty sure I'm saying his name incorrectly. And oh my gosh, I have so much to say about this movie. So first of all, you're introduced to the character, and you see how she likes to run her shows. She has full control over them. She does like crazy kind of like freaky shows, like with some, practical effects, and they're very bloody. And she has different types of crazy shows because she wants her ranking on the Cam website to be better. She wants to be top 50, and like that's her goal. And she's really excited to get this because she's gotten really close. She's worked very hard to get to this rank, and she gets there, but then thanks to competition from other models, she's not able to keep her place. And she decides to team up with another model to do some freaky shows together, some really sexy kind of shows, team up to get the goal where she wants to be. Unfortunately, after this show, she's unable to log into her account, and someone that is not her is using her face, using her body in live feed. So it's like she's online doing these things when she's really not. And this person or thing is doing things that she does not do, will not do, and it's more popular than her as a person. So yeah, this is like the nightmare of every webcam model. Not even webcam models, I mean like YouTube performers, Instagram celebrities, not being able to be in control of your own image, what's out there on the internet. That's terrifying. So throughout this movie, she's trying to figure out what is going on and how to get her account back. Whew. Oh my gosh, this movie, it's kind of like a Black Mirror episode, but for webcam models. It's pretty freaky, it's a little bit surreal, like you don't really get all the answers that you're hoping for. It's kind of left to the imagination towards the end. Like, it's up to the viewer to kind of decide, like, what does this movie mean? And I was particularly interested in seeing this movie. I heard about it about 2 weeks ago for the very first time, and I have since then talked with the writer herself. She's very approachable to answering questions, and talking with people that are interested in the movie, and also fellow CamGirls. And myself, I've been a webcam model for over 6 years. So I was very interested in this movie. I wanted to see how it was portrayed, and I thought it was really respectful. Like, before I go into like great detail about this, I really appreciated that it was treated respectfully. Like, she wasn't just a joke, and like that's how a lot of people that are in, you know, like sex worker positions, or, you know, any type of movie where there's like some weird kind of sex thing going on, or like they either die or they're, you know, like something terrible happens to them, and like they just decide to push everything away that they did, or like the sex is always bad, the sex related job is always bad, or like just kinky sex is bad. You know, that's like the narrative that seems to have been the case for the last I don't know, forever, really. So this was very refreshing, because even after the model is able to, spoilers, defeat this entity that has taken over her account, her image, like her life, really, and she's able to defeat it and get her life back, really, and she takes it back and she goes back to camming, which, you know, some people are like, oh, why would she do that, or oh, she should have stopped. But it's like, no, like she loves what she does. She's a performer, and just because like it involves sexuality, you know, it doesn't scare her away, like just because this like weird thing happens to her. And I really appreciated that. Also oh my goodness, the parts with her and her family. Also, when I brought up about this movie kind of being like a cam model's worst nightmare, is not able to get into her account, not able to control her image, not having access to, you know, her job, basically, and then her family finds out in a way that she did not want them to find out. Like, she was going to tell them. It wasn't like, oh, some deep dark secret she was never going to tell anybody, but like they find out in a way that's like she didn't want, and like they found out in a way she did not want them to find out, because she wanted to be the one to tell them. But instead, because this entity is using her image and performing as her, doing things that she wouldn't do, like they find this like video of her online, and I'm just like, oh, you poor thing. But it's just, oh, it's rough. It's like the worst cam model week you could ever have. And what happens to this poor girl. I also thought it was interesting how the only that most of the men that the model interacts with, her name is Alice, her cam model name is Lola. She goes by both in the movie, like as, you know, a model would. Like, she has webcam model friends and like her outside of work friends, and it's interesting to see how it's very accurate to the way you kind of have to be. You know, you're one person with your family, and you're one person with, you know, your work friends. You're one person when you're actively working, and then, you know, it's always kind of on. And then the person that you are when you are with your coworkers, but you're also trying to still be the person that you are online, you know? And it's a lot. It's a lot to portray, and I think Madeline Brewer did a fantastic job of portraying all the parts that encompass a model's life in this situation. Oh my gosh, yeah, I really appreciated this movie, and I liked it an awful lot. We actually, some fellow cam models and I actually just finished watching the movie together. We had a screening that was just for cam models, and we put it together through Twitter. And we watched it on this fun little app where we could like share screens, and we could all have a little like a chat box going during it, and it was so much fun, like getting to watch it, because some of us had already seen it. We watched it on Friday, and but a few of them like hadn't seen it yet, and it was just so much fun, and just because of how relatable it was. And that's one thing that I really appreciated about Issa Mazzei, and I apologize if I'm totally butchering her name, that, you know, she worked so hard with the director Daniel to get this movie is accurate as possible to the like cam model experience. And sure, this isn't the way every cam model does things. I mean, honestly, like there's different kind of sites, and like the format that they're using for this movie is very similar to a popular site. But it was really good. Like there is that pressure to be like, you know, top 50, top 20, or like if you're on a different site, you want to make sure your placement is good so people are able to see you and there's like lots of eyeballs. And I did also really appreciate how the viewers that were in her cam room, like there were so many, and I vaguely recall reading in one of the interviews that they got a little bit of hate for the two men that do come into Alice's life, well, Lola's life, because they don't know her as Alice, that they, you know, that they're like not good guys. Like one of them is an over attached fan, and the other one is a kind of like, he's a fan, but he's more of like, ooh, how can I manipulate you and get more things out of you? Like he's a kind of guy who he knows that he can give her like, you know, lots and lots of, you know, money. And there are some people that are out there that are like that, and they think that, oh, they kind of own these models. And those are the two men that they break her rules. They come into her life in a way that is completely inappropriate, and especially the over-clingy one. So you have to think like, no, this isn't hating on men, this isn't hating on cam model viewers or anything, because there's thousands of viewers that respect her boundaries, and those are the men that you don't see because they respect her boundaries and they view her on cam. So, you know, this isn't a movie that's hating on people that enjoy cam models or anything like that. I thought it was very well done. When I first saw the movie, I was a little bit disappointed just from a technical aspect, because it's not an actual person that's doing that, that's like has control of her account. Like when you're watching it, you kind of find out that there's other models that this has happened to, and one of them had died, and I guess like this entity kind of took over her image and was manipulating it that way, and it was just very strange. I thought it was going to go a different way, but then it turns out it's kind of like this, it's all up to interpretation. And at first I was kind of like, oh, you know, I wanted to know what it, like, if it was a real thing, you know, just what it was, just because like I am a cam model, and I would be like, oh my gosh, if something like this happened, what do we do? But with, you know, a lot of suspense, a lot of horror, you don't get those answers. And, you know, watching it a second time, and I just appreciated it a lot more. Like, I like that it's left open-ended, because it's not the point. Like, the thing that took away her account and her agency, that's not the point of it. The point is that she got it back, and she was able to keep doing what she loved, which is performing. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really liked, you know, the conversation that she did have with her mother afterward, like after the mother finds out, even though it was like not in the best of circumstances, her mother was still like understanding and was like, you know, I'm not gonna be destroyed that you're doing this. Like, I just wish you were as confident as you were in front of the camera. And, you know, because in your regular life, you're just kind of quiet and you're a little bit bratty. But there, like, you're so full of, you know, confidence, and you're so sure of yourself and able to handle, you know, everything that comes at you. And that's kind of like how it is, you know, you in a way you have to be. And I feel like that's not just a webcam model thing, that's, you know, all sorts of performance art, especially involving the internet in this way. And I just really appreciated that relationship was still strong, and even though, you know, it was, you know, kind of a really weird situation. Yeah, I really, really recommend this movie. The special effects in it are actually really fun. I did love that the webcam that they created for the movie, it's not real, unfortunately, but it's so cute, it's so fun. And her webcam, the room where she puts on all her shows, is just fantastic. Although, in my opinion, she uses a little bit too much glitter. Too much glitter everywhere. Let's see, final thoughts on this movie. I did read a lot of interviews with the writer and the director before I watched the movie, and even after I watched the movie, and I really appreciated that they worked so hard to make it just about her experience, like, and from her perspective, and it wasn't just, it's not like just some sex thriller. Like, you actually do care about this person, and you want, you know, you want her to get her agency back. So yeah, I'm not really sure what else I can say about this, other than I really, really enjoyed it, and I really appreciated that it exists. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing more from this writer and this director. They're going to be working on another project together soon, so definitely going to keep an eye on them. And I should probably try out this new webcam. If there are more movies that you want to see me review, or books that you want me to talk about, please put it in the comments. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up, and be excited, because I've got some interesting things planned for December. Going to be reviewing a whole different kinds of movies for December, so it won't be any clown stuff in December as far as I know. Also, if you're interested in my camming adventures, I believe in February, yeah, February is when I'm going to do it. I'm going to be hosting a CamGirl camp, which is an event over a weekend. I don't have the dates ironed out just yet, but I'm going to be having more information about that on my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, which are ThatMissQuin. Twitter, just, you know, keep in mind, it's a little bit more sensitive to adult things, while Instagram is for everyone, so yay. It's basically an event for webcam models to bond. It's not like, we're not going to actually even be like live broadcasting or anything from there. It's just going to be us having some campfire stories, some s'mores, just good old female bonding, because webcam modeling, as fun as it is, as crazy as it is, as empowering as it is, it can be very isolating, and I want to create friendships, and after almost 7 years doing this, like, I want to give something back to the community. I want to help build a stronger community. So that's kind of my passion project, so yay. And that's what I got going on. Well, if I don't see you guys, I hope you have a really great holiday, if you celebrate the one that's coming up. Oh, I do. I'm gonna eat so good. Alright, see you next time. Bye.